Good evening and welcome inside Lexington, Kentucky at Wild Health Field. Andrew Bandstra here to bring you today's contest as your Southern Maryland Blue Crabs play Game 2 of a 3-game set between the Kentucky Wild Health Genomes and your Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. Many people are saying this is the biggest sporting event in all of Kentucky today. Others think it's the Kentucky Derby. It is up for interpretation. But with the Blue Crabs looking for their 13th straight win, I'm kind of thinking I like where I am right here in Lexington at Wild Health Field as your Blue Crabs put Mackenzie Mills on the mound. The left-hander will make his second start for this Southern Maryland team in this 2022 season. Let's get right into the starting lineups on the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network. We'll begin with the visiting Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. Leading off, the center fielder, number 9, Jack Sundberg. Batting second, the second baseman, number 12, Ruby Silva. Batting third, the first baseman, Jared Walker. David Harris bats fourth, the designated hitter. Batting fifth, the third baseman, Alex Crosby. Batting sixth, the left fielder, Zach Collier. Batting seventh, the catcher, Ryan Haug. Batting eighth, the right fielder, Braxton Lee. And batting ninth, the shortstop, Jordan Howard. Once again, starting for the Blue Crabs today, the southpaw, number 18, Mackenzie Mills. The starting lineup for the Kentucky Wild Health Genomes, the home team in today's contest. Leading off, the shortstop, number 1, Riley Mahan. Batting second, the left fielder, number 2, Demetrius Moorer. Batting third, the third baseman, number 25, Jimmy Paredes. Batting fourth, the right fielder, number 20, Moises Sierra. In the 5 spot, it's the first baseman, number 34, Chris Shaw. Batting sixth, the designated hitter, number 16, Carlos Castro. Batting seventh, the center fielder, number 30, Anderson Miller. Batting eighth, the catcher, number 13, Chase Vallo. And batting ninth, rounding out the Kentucky Wild Health Genomes lineup, the second baseman, Luke Becker. On the mound for the Genomes, a right-handed MLB veteran, number 19, Aaron Blair, takes the hill on a chilly evening here in Lexington, Kentucky, but thrilled to be here with you on the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network. Quickly summarize last night's game. The Blue Crabs picked up their 13th straight victory, their 12th straight victory to start the season with a 12-1 record, easily the best start in franchise history and easily the team's longest win streak in franchise history. Last night's game saw the Genomes get out on top early. Eddie Butler got the start for the Blue Crabs last night. Jimmy Paredes hit a solo home run in the bottom half of the first inning before the Blue Crabs responded with a pair in the top of the second. Ryan Haug and Alex Crosby each knocked a run home to give the Blue Crabs a 2-1 advantage in the second inning of action. A trio of runs came in the fourth inning for the Blue Crabs when Zach Collier mashed his second home run of the young season before the Genomes responded with their second and final run in the bottom of the fifth inning of last night's contest. Innings 6 and 7 saw no runs from either side before the Blue Crabs extended their at the time 5-2 lead with a pair of runs in the eighth from once again Crosby and Collier and one more in the ninth inning. Let's see what the Blue Crabs can cook up today. We will step aside from the mic for just one moment for the national anthem. We'll keep it right here for you. A beautiful rendition of the national anthem brings us into tonight's contest here at Wild Health Field. Andrew Bandstra thrilled to be bringing you tonight's contest live from Lexington, Kentucky, as the Blue Crabs enter this contest with a 12-1 record on the season. Southern Maryland has not lost in 15 days. That loss was on opening day on April 21st, right here at Wild Health Field. It was against the sister team of the Genomes, the Lexington Legends. Both teams playing at Wild Health Field in this 2022 season. See the Genomes with the black, pink, and light blue tops to be followed by the baby blue bottoms. Southern Maryland with somewhat of a similar color structure to their uniforms this evening. Southern Maryland coming out with their San Diego Padres-inspired navy blue and baby blue jerseys. Give you the starting lineups once more right here on the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network before we get started here this evening. Leading off for the Blue Crabs will be the center fielder Jack Sundberg. Batting second, the second baseman Ruby Silva. Jared Walker bats third, playing first base, while the designated hitter David Harris bats fourth. Batting fifth, Alex Crosby, the third baseman. Batting sixth, the left fielder Zach Collier. 7-8-9 for the Blue Crabs reads as follows. It's the catcher Ryan Haug, the right fielder Braxton Lee, and the shortstop Jordan Howard. On the mound for the Blue Crabs, the southpaw Mackenzie Mills, as Aaron Blair comes out to the mound, trying to rebound after some difficulties against this Southern Maryland team in his last time out. Get to those numbers in just a moment as Jack Sundberg comes up to the plate. Sundberg in 4 games against these Genomes holds a .500 on-base percentage. Also top 3 in the Atlantic League in on-base percentage in this 2022 season. First pitch at 6:38 here this evening on somewhat of a chilly night in Lexington, Kentucky. We are underway here from Wild Health Field as Aaron Blair out of the windup offers his second pitch that misses for ball number 2. Sundberg wears number 9 on the back of that Southern Maryland Blue Crabs jersey, has started all 13 of Southern Maryland's games to this point of the year. Blair's 2-0 on the way. Inside nearly hits Jack Sundberg, and it just might have. In fact, I believe it got behind the left-handed batsman in Sundberg. Aaron Blair, the right-handed pitcher, comes in on the season with an 0-2 record and a 10.80 ERA. And just like that, it looks like almost immediately into this contest, we're going to see a couple of individuals, including the athletic trainer for this Wild Health Genomes team, come meet with their starting pitcher in Aaron Blair. He's only thrown 3 pitches so far this evening, and that gives us a chance to go over the numbers for the MLB veteran in Aaron Blair. This is second season in the Atlantic League, pitched in just 1 game last year, doing so with the Charleston Dirty Birds. 5 innings and a run allowed in that appearance, but has struggled mightily here in this 2022 season. His first start of the year came on the road at High Point, at BB&T Point. He, in 2 innings, allowed 6 runs, 3 of which were earned. Matched that appearance against the Blue Crabs on April the 30th. And it looks like Aaron Blair's night has already come and gone. So that is an interesting development early into this ball game. Blair threw just 3 pitches in this contest. And something that's really going to come into effect right now is that double hook rule. So now we're going to have to take a moment, run down to the bullpen, and allow somebody to warm up and come in. It's a southpaw coming in. Get your name, numbers on him in just a moment as we look around the Atlantic League this evening. Of course, yesterday we mentioned that this game between the Blue Crabs and the Genomes, yesterday's game between these two teams was the only game taking place in the Atlantic League. Yesterday, somewhat of a similar result here today. 3 postponements. Staten Island was going to host Gastonia, but that game was postponed for a second day in a row. The York Revolution postponed their matchup with the High Point Rockers, as did the Long Island Ducks with the Lancaster Barnstormers. Two other games going on in action this evening, both of them between the Lexington Legends and the Charleston Dirty Birds. A doubleheader in Charleston as we see a new man come to the mound for this for this Kentucky Wild Health Genomes squad. Again, if you're just joining us, it was Aaron Blair, the MLB veteran, that got the start for the Wild Health Genomes, but he immediately exited after 3 pitches, giving way to the newcomer, the man on the mound. Newcomer into the game is Robbie Ross Jr. Jr. tasked with quite the challenge as Stan Clyburn comes out to have a word with the officiating crew, most likely discussing how this impacts the double hook rule. Of course, the double hook rule states that if a starting pitcher is not able to pitch at least 5 innings, the designated hitter in that team's lineup will also be pulled in favor of the reliever. Now, it's unclear why Blair came out. We can assume that it was an injury. It is my understanding that the double hook rule has an amendment in it for injuries, and we'll get the final word on that in just a moment. Give you the starting lineup once more for the home team, the Kentucky Wild Health Genomes. Batting first, the shortstop, Riley Mahan. Batting second, the left fielder, Demetrius Moorer. Batting third, the third baseman, Jimmy Paredes. Batting fourth, the right fielder, Moises Sierra. Batting fifth, the first baseman, Chris Shaw. Batting sixth, Carlos Castro, the designated hitter. Batting seventh, the center fielder, Anderson Miller. Batting eighth, the catcher, Chase Velo. And batting ninth, the second baseman, Luke Becker. Again, the man who got the start in this contest was Aaron Blair, but after just 3 pitches, all of them missed the strike zone, and Blair was out of the game. Again, what we can presume was an injury. Now let's turn the page to Robbie Ross Jr., give you the numbers on Robbie Ross. The Southpaw is originally from Lexington, Kentucky, was drafted in the second round of the 2008 MLB draft out of Lexington Christian Academy. 32 years old is the Southpaw. His nickname, and I'd love to know the details on this, but the information I have here says his nickname is the Lawnmower. Not quite sure where that comes from, but we'll see if we can draw any comparisons from the left-handed pitching style. Ross pitched parts of 6 seasons at the highest level of baseball in the major leagues. Played 3 seasons with the Texas Rangers from 2012 to 2014. Really excelled in his first 2 seasons, going 6-0 with a 2.22 ERA in 2012 with the Rangers. And in 2013, went 4-2 with a 3.03 ERA. So Ross really has posted some legit numbers over the course of his career, again at the highest level of professional baseball. A slow start to this contest. We saw a game last under 3 hours last night, but some extra festivities going on this evening. And it looks as though Robbie Ross Jr. actually might be ready. I think he might just be waiting on the umpires. The final pitch issued by the starting pitcher for the Kentucky Wild Health Genomes, Aaron Blair, went behind the batsman in Jack Sundberg, and that's when the manager, Mark Minikazi, for the Genomes decided to go speak with his starter, who promptly exited the game. Ross has appeared in 1 game this season, found struggles in that 1 game, has played in the Atlantic League prior to 2022. In 2019, played with the Sugarland Skeeters. So far this season for the Southpaw. We did just get word that the rules state that if there is an injury, as there presumably was to Aaron Blair, the double hook rule is not affected. So, of course, that rule, which is in partnership with our Major League Baseball rule changes states that after 5 innings, if the starting pitcher doesn't make it that far, well, then the designated hitter comes out of the game. 3-0 the count, Jack Sundberg at the dish. In Ross's one game so far this season, he did not record an out, walked 2 batters while allowing 2 hits, 2 runs, both of which were earned, and did not complete an out. A 3-0 count is what he inherits. First pitch to Jack Sundberg right in there for strike number 1. Sundberg's ready to go, wearing that number 9 on the back of his Southern Maryland Blue Crabs jersey. The left-on-left matchup, 3-1, just a touch inside, and it's ball number 4. This game has been going on for 9 minutes now, and 4 pitches have been thrown. You know, folks, that's one of the reasons I just love the game of baseball so much. You can come here and you never know what you're going to see on any given day. If you would have told me that the starter would have only thrown 3 pitches, I probably wouldn't have believed you, but we do wish the best for Aaron Blair, who again presumably was injured after the first 3 pitches of this contest. Ruby Silva comes up to the dish. First pitch he sees misses high and away from Robbie Ross. Silva, a former Chicago Cubs prospect, sees a cutter catch the outer corner of the strike zone. The count draws even at a ball and a strike. Silva, a 33-year-old, is a Cuba native, played professionally in Cuba in 2007, 2008, and 2009. Sinker gets away from this evening's catcher for the Genomes in Chris Vallo. Nothing going over at first base for Jack Sundberg. I beg your pardon, Chase Vallo over there at first. Silva with the number 12 on the back of his jersey. The left-on-left matchup once more. Robbie Ross Jr., a hit and run from the Blue Crabs, will have to return. Jack Sundberg went on the pitch. Silva was swinging. Sundberg has elite speed as the count runs to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Last season in the Frontier League, Jack Sundberg stole 48 bases in 51 attempts. So far this season, he's 7 for 7 in stolen base opportunities. Silva in the left-handed batter's box. The 2-2, a cutter that misses just a touch high. And the count now 3 balls and 2 strikes. Silva from the left side. Here comes Ross. Runner goes on the pitch. Well struck to the left side. This ball's got a chance. Back goes Demetrius Moorer, who catches it just at the fence. Honestly, folks, that ball might have been gone. A relatively short fence over in left field. I'd guess roughly 5 feet. Moorer had no problem. He showed us last time when the Blue Crabs played against the Genomes that he is a wizard defensively and proves it again in the early going this evening. Robbie Ross features 4 pitches, a cut fastball, a changeup, a 4-seam, and a 2-seam as he steps off, looks over at the runner at first and Jack Sundberg. See if Sundberg will try to take another base. The man up to the dish, Jared Walker. Walker rocking the pink arm sleeve and the pink batting gloves this evening. Runner does go on the pitch. It's an off-speed. Sundberg sliding in, and he's called out. Looks like he kind of got caught up in the turf. It was a slower slide, but a nice throw from Chase Vallo, gunning down Jack Sundberg. It's the first time he's been caught this season. Really kind of an unfortunate start to the game for the Blue Crabs. Potentially had a home run robbed in left field off the bat of Ruby Silva, and then Jack Sundberg, who reached via the walk, is caught stealing. Jared Walker takes ball number 1 off the outer edge. A ball and a strike the count. Fastball hit back into the netting, and the count of ball and 2 strikes. Walker's numbers on the season, a .278 hitter with 5 home runs and 12 RBIs on the young season. In yesterday's series opener, Jared Walker went 0 for 3, but he was hit by a pitch. He also walked once. Jared Walker awaiting Robbie Ross's 1-2. The pitch way off the plate, and the count draws even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Southern Maryland yesterday won the game by a score of 8-2, went 4 for 15 with runners in scoring position, and out-hit the Genomes 10-6. Errors have really plagued the Genomes in the Blue Crabs matchups against this team this year. Check swing to the left side. Paredes on the bounce, throws across the infield for out number 3. About as unconventional of a top of the first inning as you'll find. Aaron Blair threw 3 pitches before exiting the game due to injury. Robbie Ross then had to come in and warm up. And then Jack Sundberg reached on a walk. Ruby Silva had a home run robbed. Sundberg was caught stealing, and Jared Walker grounded out to the third baseman. So about a 20-minute first inning in which the Blue Crabs go down in order. We'll be right back on the other end of this break when Mackenzie Mills takes the mound on the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
This is Coach Doug's, and you're listening to the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
This is Andrew Riceno, and you are listening to the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
The Blue Crabs go down in order in the top half of the first inning, just as they did last night. Ended up working out for them last night. We'll see what happens this evening. Mackenzie Mills takes the mound for your Blue Crabs. The numbers for Mills on the season, he's made just 1 start. He is 1-0 on the year with a 1.80 ERA. Walked 1, struck out 3 while allowing just 1 run in his first outing. Riley Mahan sees the first pitch, swings and misses, and it's strike number 1. Here comes Mackenzie Mills, second pitch of the night, another strike. Right past the swinging bat of Mahan, quickly falling down 0-2. Here comes Mackenzie Mills, third pitch of the contest. It's an off-speed that misses low and away. A ball and 2 strikes. Mills peaked at the Double-A level with the Miami Marlins organization. Chopper up the middle, Mahan trying to leg it out. Here comes Jordan Howard with a beautiful play across the body. Grounder up the middle, no problem for the man in Jordan Howard, who began this season in Double-A with the Amarillo Sod Poodles, the Double-A affiliate of the San Diego Padres. One out brings up Demetrius Moorer, who's already made his presence felt in this contest, robbing Ruby Silva of what could have been a home run in the top of the first inning. Mills, the southpaw, as Moorer shows bunt, pulls back, but it's a called strike. Mackenzie Mills, 6'5", 255 pounds, a 26-year-old, originally out of Marietta, Georgia. The southpaw was originally drafted by the Washington Nationals in the 18th round of the 2014 MLB draft out of Sprayberry High School in Marietta, Georgia. Fastball high and away, and the count evens at a ball and a strike. Mills, the southpaw, out of the windup, the pitch on its way. Another ground ball right up the middle. This one past the outstretched glove of Mackenzie Mills, and it finds its way into the outfield for the first base hit of this contest. Of course, a big sporting day in the state of Kentucky. Not too far from here in Louisville is the Kentucky Derby this evening. All attention on the Blue Crabs right now, looking for their 13th straight win as Jimmy Paredes, the switch hitter, comes up to the plate. Didn't see Paredes bat from the right side last night. All Blue Crabs pitchers were right-handed, but the southpaw Mills, who works out at the stretch for the first time so far in this contest, comes set. A look over to Moorer at first. Immediately tries to pick him off. Back in time easily is Moorer. Mackenzie Mills was a part of a big trade earlier in his career. When he was with the Washington Nationals, he was traded in exchange for Justin Bour to the Miami Marlins. It was a one-for-one swap. As Mackenzie Mills comes set, awaiting the 0-1 delivery. Another pickoff attempt as Moorer's back easily. Paredes, a 250 hitter on the year. One home run, that was last night in the bottom half of the first inning. Mills has topped out at 91 miles an hour so far in this contest. Runner goes on the pitch, as does the batter. Jordan Howard on the backhand, fires across to first, where Jared Walker catches for the second out of the bottom half of the first inning. In the meantime, Demetrius Moorer advances into scoring position. Standing at second base as the cleanup man comes to the plate, and Moises Sierra, the right fielder. Give you the story on Moises Sierra here in a moment. The numbers this season, a 143 hitter. This just his third game played, however. Silva keeping Moorer close at second. A long look back from Mills in the pitch. First fastball inside, and it misses for ball number one. Moises Sierra, an MLB veteran, one of two MLB veterans by the name of Moises. If you know the other answer, that is our trivia question of the night. Toss it in the comments section. Hint, a former Chicago Cub. Moises Sierra, a 33-year-old, a native of the Dominican Republic, last played in the MLB with the Nationals in 2018. Mills offers a fastball that's lofted over our heads here in the press box as the count goes to 2 balls and a strike. 7:01 the time, Eastern time, here on a chilly night in Lexington, Kentucky. Andrew Bandstra bringing you live Blue Crabs baseball from Wild Health Field. The southpaw Mills looking for a sign from his battery mate Ryan Haug. Mills out of the stretch. Glove at the belt, here comes the pitch. Line drive, straightaway center. Jack Sundberg doesn't really need to move a muscle. Puts the glove up and catches it for out number 3. The Genomes leave one stranded in their half of the first. We're scoreless through 1 in Lexington, Kentucky. When we return, the Blue Crabs back up to the plate on the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
This is Daryl Thompson, and you're listening to the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
When you're in the market to buy or sell a home, call Tony McClure of Century 21 New Millennium and his Grand Slam team. The realtor of the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs since our first season in 2008. Tony and his team of preferred partners includes Tim Murphy of CNF Mortgage and Steve Scott of the Scott Law Group. Together, they will ensure that your real estate needs are nothing short of a grand slam. The quality service you will receive is Hall of Fame worthy. Put Tony's 41 plus years of experience to work for you. Call or text Tony today at 301-928-1280 for your personal Grand Slam experience. Go Blue Crabs. Did you know that the Washington, D.C. metro area is the 5th most expensive place to live in the entire United States of America? Sometimes finding affordable housing in this area can feel impossible. If you're struggling to find affordable housing, look no further than the Villages of St. Charles by Ross Properties. You can visit them online at villagesatstcharles.com for more information today.
Welcome into the top half of the second inning. David Harris, the man up to the plate in the biggest sporting event in the state of Kentucky this evening. Of course, some would argue the Kentucky Derby, which is currently playing on the video board here at Wild Health Field. As David Harris steps into the right-handed batter's box, Robbie Ross Jr. out for his second inning of work. Aaron Blair got the start for the Genomes this evening, but after 3 pitches, he exited the contest due to injury. David Harris hits a line drive right back where it came from and into the glove of Robbie Ross Jr. for out number 1. And just like that, it looks like the Kentucky Derby may just be underway on the video board out in right field. Alex Crosby steps into the left-handed batter's box with 1 away in the top half of the second inning against the MLB veteran and Robbie Ross Jr. Left-on-left matchup here on a Saturday evening in Lexington, Kentucky. The pitch, fastball dots the outer edge for strike number 1. Mentioned this is just Robbie Ross's second appearance with the Genomes in this 2022 season. In his first appearance, he did not record an out. Swinging is Alex Crosby, pretty well out to center field, but no problem for Anderson Miller, who gloves for out number 2. The Crabs have seen just 3 pitches here in the top half of the second inning as Harris and Crosby go down, giving way to their fellow 2021 teammate in Zach Collier, who steps up to the dish. Collier from the left-handed batter's box. A fastball in there for a strike number 1. Now, folks, I got to be completely honest with you, and hopefully you don't find this too disappointing, but I got to tell you, this is the first Kentucky Derby I've ever watched. Hopefully people up in the press box up here aren't judging me too much by saying that, but hey, at some point you got to watch your first. That's what we're doing right now while watching this Blue Crabs baseball game. Collier from the left side, facing the southpaw in Robbie Ross Jr. A fastball hit over our heads here in the press box. And the count now 1-2 strikes to Collier. Collier chokes up on the bat on the 2-strike approach. And here comes the pitch. A foul tip off the mask of the catcher in Chase Vallo. Crosby had a fantastic night last night. Had a 3-hit outing. Alex went 3 for 5 with a double with 2 RBIs and a run scored. Was the second out of this inning, and now Collier lifts one to left field and is retired for out number 3. So we send it in the bottom half of the second inning here on the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network. We'll return in just a moment with more Blue Crabs baseball.
When you're in the market to buy or sell a home, call Tony McClure of Century 21 New Millennium and his Grand Slam team. The realtor of the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs since our first season in 2008. Tony and his team of preferred partners includes Tim Murphy of CNF Mortgage and Steve Scott of the Scott Law Group. Together, they will ensure that your real estate needs are nothing short of a grand slam. The quality service you will receive is Hall of Fame worthy. Put Tony's 41-plus years of experience to work for you. Call or text Tony today at 301-928-1280 for your personal Grand Slam experience. Go Blue Crabs.
This is Matt Latos, and you're listening to the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
Well, if you haven't heard, the winner of the 2022 Kentucky Derby was Rich Strike. I've heard that that horse had 79-1 odds. Somebody hit it rich here this evening in Kentucky. Mackenzie Mills into his second inning of action as Ryan Haug throws down. Mills in his first inning allowed one base runner. That was Demetrius Moorer, who singled up the middle as Chris Shaw comes up to the dish. Shaw, the 5-hole in this Genomes lineup, the first baseman for the Kentucky Wild Health Genomes, was acquired by the Genomes in a draft day trade. The prospect dugout showcase back in March saw Shaw traded for the number 2 overall pick. First pitch swinging and fouls it to the right side for strike number 1. Bottom half of the second inning here in Lexington, Kentucky. Just one hit so far in this contest from either side. Awaiting in the left-handed batter's box is Chris Shaw. Shaw, a former first-round draft pick and an MLB veteran. 1-1 goes the count. Shaw was originally drafted 31st overall in the 2015 MLB draft out of Boston College. Played at the MLB level with the Giants in both 2018 and 2019, compiling a 153 batting average across 38 games. Shaw with number 34 on the back of his black, baby blue, and pink jersey. Dribbles one to the right side once more and foul again as the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. Left on left matchup. Here comes Mackenzie Mills. The count, I beg your pardon, 2 balls and 2 strikes. The offering. Beautiful off-speed pitch. Swing and a miss as Chris Shaw goes down swinging. Mackenzie Mills picking up a strikeout here in the early going. His first so far of the evening. And I'll tell you what, Mills, for the 5th starter in this Blue Crabs rotation, has been nothing short of impressive to this point in the young season. He's currently in his 2nd start. His first start was against this same Wild Health Genomes team back on May the 1st. He went 5 innings, allowing 5 hits, 1 run it was earned, 1 walk, and 3 strikeouts. Carlos Castro, the man up to the dish. First pitch, he watches it go by for strike number 1. In yesterday's series opener, Castro went 0 for 4. A .216 hitter on the season. No home runs, 6 RBIs. Grounds one to the left side. Jordan Howard throws across the infield. Throw is off the line and not quite getting there. As it goes down as an E6 against Jordan Howard. The first Blue Crabs error of this contest and the second of the series. The one-out error brings up Anderson Miller. Yesterday was Anderson Miller's birthday, and he's a native of Lexington, Kentucky. A .267 hitter on the season with a .625 on-base plus slugging percentage. Bats from the left side. Wears number 30 on the back of the jersey and plays center field for the Genomes here this evening. A foul tip looks like it might have hit the thigh of Ryan Haug, who has really taken a beating behind the plate this season. Hasn't affected his offensive or defensive numbers. Haug enters the day second in the Atlantic League in batting average. Trailing only the Genomes' Riley Mahan. A long pause allows Mills to reassume his spot atop the mound. They're going to give Ryan Haug a chance to just catch one more pitch, or looks like he's going to forfeit that opportunity and continue with this contest. The umpires for tonight at home plate, Kerry Lyle, our first base umpire, Michael Rash, and the third base umpire, Christopher Wood. I beg your pardon, those were our umpires from last night. We've got a different crew here this evening. Our home plate umpire, Pat Atkins, here this evening. Lyle Travis, the third base umpire, with Robert Grant at first. Left-on-left matchup. No balls and a strike to count from Mackenzie Mills. The pitch on its way to Anderson Miller. An elevated fastball that evades the strike zone. Pretty even game to this point as the Crabs look for their 13th straight victory. The pitch from Mills right back into the netting. Thankful for that netting, as that was headed right towards us in the press box. Bottom of the second inning action here at Wild Health Field. Andrew Bandstra bringing you through tonight's contest, second of a 3-game set before the Blue Crabs return home on Tuesday. This could be 2. Silva fires to second, and it's a bouncer that gets past Jordan Howard. A tough play for Silva and Howard that could have been 2. Instead, a runner reaches, and Mills, who is inducing ground balls right now, allowing base runners. Goes down as an error on the second baseman, Ruby Silva. The Blue Crabs had just 1 error last night, already 2 here in this second inning of action. That brings up the catcher, Chase Vallo, a 138 hitter on the season. Sees an off-speed pitch dip into the strike zone for the first of the at-bat. On deck, the 9-hole hitter, Luke Becker. 1 away. Beg your pardon, that first pitch was called a ball, not a strike, so the count 2 balls and no strikes. Vallo with a home run to accompany 4 RBIs here on the young season. Awaiting from the right side as Mills comes home. Chopper over towards the Blue Crabs dugout and foul. Mills, the southpaw, originally an 18th round draft pick of the Washington Nationals. Cutter misses outside as the count runs to 3 balls and a strike. 2 errors already in this inning for the Blue Crabs, one from either middle infielder. Give the Genomes 2 runners on the base paths. The pitch from Mills, swing and a miss, and a beauty, a much needed strike number 3, and 2 away here in this second inning. You know, one of the reasons the Blue Crabs have been so successful this season has been a lack of errors. Other teams have had 3 times the errors against the Blue Crabs as Southern Maryland has. Not to mention the Blue Crabs walk a very, very small amount of batters compared to their opponents. And I always say walks and errors are the 2 things you can look at. Free passes generally are a big factor in ball games. Mills on his way with the pitch to the 9-hole hitter in Luke Becker. He watches it go by for strike number 1. Mills has his sign from his battery mate in Ryan Haug. The 0-1. Line drive into right field. They'll send the runner at third. Up and throwing is the right fielder in Braxton Lee. It's a dart. The tag is applied. And what a play from Braxton Lee, who guns down the man trying to make it home. Carlos Castro has the tag applied. And a beautiful play from the Blue Crabs to keep this a scoreless game through 2 innings. Braxton Lee's arm showed off once more, and we'll be right back on the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
When you're in the market to buy or sell a home, call Tony McClure of Century 21 New Millennium and his Grand Slam team. The realtor of the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs since our first season in 2008. Tony and his team of preferred partners includes Tim Murphy of CNF Mortgage and Steve Scott of the Scott Law Group. Together, they will ensure that your real estate needs are nothing short of a grand slam. The quality service you will receive is Hall of Fame worthy. Put Tony's 41-plus years of experience to work for you. Call or text Tony today at 301-928-1280 for your personal Grand Slam experience. Go Blue Crabs.
This is Patrick Baker, and you're listening to the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
Ryan Haug leads things off as we head to the top of the 3rd inning here at Wild Health Field. Mentioned Haug is off to a treacherously good start to this 2022 campaign. Looking at the numbers for Haug, a .393 hitter on the season. In yesterday's series opener, Ryan Haug, the catcher for the Blue Crabs, went 2 for 3 at the plate. Also had 2 doubles and an RBI in the contest, in addition to being hit by a pitch. Robbie Ross Jr. in his 3rd inning of action induces a ground ball to the left side from Ryan Haug. Riley Mahan, the shortstop, fires across the infield for out number 1 of the top of the 3rd inning. Still no hits in this game from Southern Maryland. The line reads as follows to this point in the contest. No runs from either side. 2 hits for the Genomes, no hits for the Blue Crabs. 2 errors for Southern Maryland, and none for the Genomes. Braxton Lee kept the Genomes scoreless, gunning down Carlos Castro, trying to score from second in the second inning, as Lee takes the first pitch high and tight for ball number 1. Lee showing off that cannon. We mentioned it on last week's broadcast, but Lee's manager in the MLB, Don Mattingly, once called him one of the better defenders that he had ever seen. And if you need higher praise than that, I'm not quite sure where you're going to get it from. Lee proving Mattingly right on that fireball throw from right field. 2 balls, no strikes as Lee takes another pitch upstairs. Quickly, the count 3-0. Lee awaiting the 3-0 offering. Ross set at the belt, the pitch. A fastball in there for a called strike. Now, Aaron Blair got the start in this game for the Genomes. He threw just 3 pitches before Robbie Ross relieved him, and he's made every out in this contest, has Ross. 3-1 to Lee, a cutter that catches the outer portion of the strike zone, running it full at 3-2. Left-on-left matchup as Braxton Lee pokes one through the left side of the infield past the third baseman, and that'll be extra bases. Lee running into second with a stand-up double here with 1 away in the top half of the third inning. That brings up the switch-hitting Jordan Howard. Only saw Howard from the left side last night. See him take the plate from the right side here this evening. Howard, the shortstop for this Blue Crabs team in tonight's contest. In the games that he's played, it's mostly been at short. Also, one game started at left field. First pitch gets away from the catcher, Carlos Castro, for ball number 1. Howard awaiting the pitch. Ross with the glove at the belt. Here comes the pitch. Swings at an elevated fastball as the count draws even at a ball and a strike. Now Howard, the switch hitter, fares a lot better statistically batting from the left side than he does the right. Certainly faces many more right-handed pitchers as the southpaw comes set. The 1-1. Howard gives it a hack, but it's swung on and missed, and the count now a ball and 2 strikes. A chilly, cloudy night in Lexington, Kentucky, but really thrilled to be bringing you tonight's game, and we're fortunate that it was able to get in, as we were with last night's game. Rain in the forecast all weekend long, but here we are playing baseball for the second night in a row. Howard with good speed chops one to the left side. Robbie Ross fields and fires to first base for out number 2, defending his position well as Braxton Lee advances to third base. That'll flip the lineup back to the top for Southern Maryland as Jack Sundberg comes back to the dish. Second time in this contest, Sundberg finds himself at the dish. His first time up, Sundberg saw 2 pitchers, one of which was Aaron Blair, who threw 3 balls before Robbie Ross came into this contest. Sundberg drew a walk his first time up. First pitch sneaks past Carlos Castro, but not too far, as the runner at third and Braxton Lee will stay at bay. 1-0 the count. Ross has topped out at 90 miles an hour this evening. The Crabs with 1 hit to the Genomes 2. Braxton Lee had a stand-up double earlier in this inning and stands at third base. Another off-speed misses outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Sundberg's .518 on base percentage entering today's contest, the best in the Atlantic League, trailing only Ryan Haug, also of the Blue Crabs. Fastball in there for a strike. The count 2-1 here in the top of the third inning of a scoreless game here at Wild Health Field. Left-on-left matchup. Ross set at the belt. The pitch to Sundberg. Offered at and hit over our heads here in the press box as the count evens at 2-2 strikes. 2-2 with 2 down and a runner on third. A scoreless game here in Lexington as the Blue Crabs put their 12-game win streak on the line against the Genomes. 4 of those wins in this win streak have come against the Wild Health Genomes. 2-2 pitch misses outside, and now we're full at 3-2 strikes. In the first inning, after Sundberg reached via the walk, he was caught stealing for the first time this season, making him now 7 for 8 in stolen base opportunities. The 3-2, a slider swung on and missed from Sundberg, and that'll strand Braxton Lee 90 feet away from becoming the first base runner to score in this contest. Take things into the bottom of the third when we return on your home for Blue Crabs baseball, the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
So, what do you like about your home?
Practice like hockey. I practice stick handling and sometimes shooting. Mommy. Go outside sometimes. I like playing lacrosse. Playing the switch. I like to scribble. Daddy. I like to build Legos at home. I have the biggest closet. Riding my dirt bike.
We help you home. At Hometown Real Estate, we want to help you and your family home, whatever that takes and whatever that means to you. Give us a call at 888-225-2736 or online at helpyouhomebluecrabs.com.
Riley Mahan leads things off in the bottom half of the third inning. Mahan leads the Atlantic League in this 2022 season in batting average, and it's really not that close. Mahan's .455 batting average is a good 60 points above the field as the left-handed hitting middle infielder continues his scorching hot stretch to this 2022 campaign. A left-on-left matchup. Mackenzie Mills out for his third inning of work. Misses with an off-speed pitch, not offered at by Mahan. This Mahan's first professional career outside of affiliated baseball. Line drive to the right side. Braxton Lee takes a step back, watches it bounce, and gloves it as the Genomes collect their third base hit of this contest. Mahan's scorching hot beginning to this season continues as Demetrius Moorer comes to the plate. Moorer collected the first hit of this contest in the bottom half of the first inning, ended up being stranded. The Crabs had 2 errors defensively in the second inning, but Braxton Lee gunned down Carlos Castro trying to score the first run of this game. Showing bunt is Moorer. He pulls back, and it's called ball number 1. That's the second time in as many plate appearances that Moorer has showed bunt on his first at bat. That brings Alex Crosby in standing right on the grass line on the artificial turf. Runner goes on the pitch. Moore takes the pitch. No chance for Ryan Haug. That was a tremendous jump. The ball slips into the outfield. No go from Riley Mahan, who collects a stolen base here on a windy, chilly Saturday night in Lexington, Kentucky. 1-1 the count. Demetrius Moore, the second batter in this Genomes lineup. Chopper to the right side, a dive from Ruby Silva from the knees, throws it to first, and it's good for out number one thanks to the turf. A couple of bounces allowed that ball to get to the first baseman in Jared Walker. But now, with the cleanup man coming to the plate, the Blue Crabs and Mackenzie Mills find themselves in somewhat of a jam here. The first run of the game has an opportunity to score with one away, standing at third base in the form of Riley Mahan. That brings up Jimmy Paredes. Paredes homered to start last night's game, ended the contest yesterday with a 1-for-4 line, and his first time up today, he was 0-for, so 1-for-5 in the series with that home run. First pitch swinging is Jimmy Paredes, fouled to the right side, and the count no balls and a strike. Paredes, an MLB veteran, debuted with the Houston Astros in 2011. Most recent action at the major league level was in 2016. He split that campaign between the Blue Jays and the Phillies. Soft chopper to the left side. Alex Crosby fires to first. And really, you couldn't ask for a better placed ball if you're the Blue Crabs. Something up the middle probably allows the speedy Mahan to score. But a chopper to third base. Crosby keeps him at bay, and now 2 outs here in this bottom half of the third inning. Moises Sierra comes up to the plate. We will give you now the answer to our trivia question from earlier. We said Moises Sierra played in the MLB. Who is the only other individual in MLB history to be named Moises to play in Major League Baseball? The answer to that, Moises Alou, a longtime Montreal Expo, also spent some time with the Chicago Cubs. A 125 hitter on the season here in his third game of the 2022 campaign. First pitch from Mackenzie Mills in there for a called strike. The most games played in a season at the MLB level for Moises Sierra was in 2014. Split that year between the White Sox and the Blue Jays, playing in a total of 96 games, and in 83 games with the White Sox, he hit .276 that year. A career .235 hitter in 207 MLB games. Mills is 1-1, misses outside, and the count 2 balls and a strike. Mills, 6'5", a native of Georgia. The fifth man in the Blue Crabs starting rotation enters the game with a 1.80 ERA that sits now at 1.17. Fastball inside, it misses, and the count 3-1. We've only seen 1 walk so far in this game. It was to the very first batter of the contest when Aaron Blair threw 3 pitches, all of them evading the strike zone before exiting due to injury. This is going to be a tough play for Jordan Howard. Tries to get it in the 5.5 hole, and it bounces off the end of his glove. That'll likely go down as a base hit for Moises Sierra, who allows the first run of this game to come around and score. 1-0 Genomes here in the bottom half of the third inning in Lexington, Kentucky. That brings up Chris Shaw. It does go down as a base hit, and an earned run against Mackenzie Mills' line. Sierra with a Conservative lead at first as Chris Shaw takes strike number one right down Broadway. To this point in the game, Mills has thrown 43 pitches, 29 of them for strikes. Mills featuring 4 pitches, a sinker, a changeup, a slider, and a cutter. The sinker topping out at 90 miles an hour, and by far and away his most used pitch here this evening, accounting for 25 of his pitches. The 2-0 runner goes on the pitch. Taking all the way is Chris Shaw. Beautiful throw from Ryan Haug, just a touch high though, as Moises Sierra swipes second, and the second stolen base for the Genomes in this contest. Three balls, no strikes the count. I beg your pardon, 2-1, I should say. A runner in scoring position for Chris Shaw. The Genomes, for the second night in a row, take the lead first. Fastball in there for a called strike as the count evens at 2-2. That Moises Sierra RBI single gave the Genomes an extra 7.4% chance of winning this contest, according to Baseball Savant. Slider inside misses as the count runs full at 3-2. Mills really ramping up the velocity, issued his fastest pitch of the game in this at-bat at 91.8 miles an hour. Shaw from the left side, left-on-left matchup as the batsman calls time. 4 hits for the Genomes, 1 for the Blue Crabs, as Mackenzie Mills looks to keep the scoring at bay. Runner goes on the pitch, 3-2. It gets away from the catcher in Ryan Haug, but bounces right back off the backstop. Runners on the corners now with 2 away, as Southern Maryland trying to keep this at a 1-run Genomes lead. Mills has really been pretty good to this point in the contest. Worked out of a jam in the second inning when his field behind him had 2 defensive blunders. As Carlos Castro comes up to the plate. Castro, a .212 hitter on the year. His first time up to the dish in this contest. Carlos Castro reached base on an error. First pitch, well struck to the left side, should get down and does. Bounces over the left field fence for a ground rule double. And that brings home another Genomes run, 2-0 in the early going in favor of the Wild Health Genomes. The 2-out run scoring continues. 2-0 Genomes in the early going. Mackenzie Mills trying to keep those runners right where they are at second and third. He'll attempt to do so against Anderson Miller, who steps into the left-handed batter's box. Mills toes the rubber. Miller, the 28-year-old Lexington, Kentucky native, originally a third-round draft pick out of Western Kentucky, chops one foul and the count 0-1. 2 runs scored already in this inning by the Genomes. Miller played at the AAA level in 2021 with the Omaha Storm Chasers, 69 games played, a .215 hitter. Left-on-left matchup, the 0-1, sinker that misses outside, and the count draws even at a ball and a strike. Mentioned that earlier in his career, Mackenzie Mills was traded to the Miami Marlins in exchange for Justin Bohr. Was a very highly touted prospect. Mills, 6'5", a fireball throwing left-hander. The 1-1, foul tip to the backstop, and the count of ball and 2 strikes with runners on second and third here in this bottom half of the third inning. Miller, a .258 hitter on the year, to accompany a .605 on-base plus slugging percentage. Two in scoring position for the Genomes. On his way with the pitch is Mills. Did he go? Check down to our third base umpire. Yes, he did. As 2 runs score in the bottom of the third. Mackenzie Mills leaves 2 stranded as we flip it into the middle third of this contest when we return on your home for Blue Crabs baseball, the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
This is Daryl Thompson, and you're listening to the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
Chick-fil-A of Charles County has been a proud supporter of the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs since their inception in 2008. For years, they have sponsored the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs, America's prisoners of war and missing in action. In between the second inning of each game, there is a moment of silence brought to you by Chick-fil-A. The Southern Maryland Blue Crabs appreciate and respect not only Chick-fil-A, but all of those that have served our great country. The seat that they sponsor was made possible by Chick-fil-A of Charles County. Thank you so much, and visit any of your Charles County Chick-fil-A locations today.
This is Coach Doug's, and you're listening to the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
Ruby Silva leads things off as we head into the middle third of this contest. Andrew Bandstra on the call, live from Wild Health Field in Lexington, Kentucky, as the Blue Crabs put their 12-game win streak on the line against the Wild Health Genomes. First pitch from Robbie Ross Jr. in there for a called strike. Ross Jr. was not supposed to be the man on the mound right now. Aaron Blair got the start, was pulled after 3 pitches due to injury, and Ross has been pretty darn good ever since. Off speed, swung on and missed, and the count no balls and 2 strikes to Ruby Silva. Silva, a .268 hitter on the season, has collected 17 RBIs over the first 13 games of the 2022 campaign, including a couple of critical RBIs in the Blue Crabs' comeback victory on Sunday. Left-on-left matchup. The 1-2, hit to the left side. Fielding is Jimmy Paredes, gobbles and fires across the infield. Joe Walsh, the Blue Crabs' first base coach, arguing that Chris Shaw's foot was off the bag. No argument allowed, and it goes down as an out. Looks like Joe Walsh is going to call out Stan Clyburn to at least try to discuss this. Clyburn on the top step of the dugout, not coming out, however. 1 away as Ruby Silva grounds out to start out this top of the 4th inning. Here comes Jared Walker. Walker with immense power. Had 5 home runs in his first 9 games of this season. A .273 hitter with 12 RBIs on the campaign. Off-speed pitch misses outside. And in many ways, Robbie Ross Jr. can be compared to yesterday's starter, in Robbie Scott, both MLB veterans, both crafty southpaws that don't overpower with the velocity and go to that sliding curveball quite frequently. Sitting on that sliding curveball was Jared Walker, who puts it right back where it came from. Line drive up the middle, a base hit single, just the second hit of this game for the Blue Crabs. That brings up David Harris. Harris was retired in his first attempt at the plate. Will look to reverse course here in his second time around. Harris went 1 for 3 but scored 3 runs last night, reached on an error and drew a walk. Set of the belt is Robbie Ross Jr. First pitch, a fastball. Did he go? No, he did not, says our first base umpire this evening. Harris, the designated hitter for the Blue Crabs, a .939 on base plus slugging percentage. One away as Alex Crosby awaits on deck. The pitch from Ross. A fastball dots the outside corner as we're even at a ball and a strike. Off speed, elevated, swung on and missed. A ball and 2 strikes to David Harris. Harris, a Florida native, played 4 seasons in the Blue Jays organization, switched over to MLB Partner Leagues in 2017. In his first season in the Frontier League in 2017, he was named the league's MVP. Harris awaiting the 1-2. An off speed that misses the strike zone. 2 balls, 2 strikes. This is Harris's second season with the Blue Crabs. Played in 106 games with the Crabs in 2021. 15 home runs, 79 RBIs on the campaign last year. The 2-2. Harris hacks at it, gets a piece of it, but well foul, and will stay at 2 balls and 2 strikes. In the first 8 games of the season, Harris hit 3 home runs and held a .355 batting average as the Blue Crabs got out to an incredible stretch offensively. In the first 8 games of this 12-game win streak, it was mostly the bats doing the work, averaging 10 runs per game. Chopper to the left side. Jimmy Paredes has been busy. He has a difficult play to make and can't make it. Jared Walker on the throw that gets away from Chris Shaw, advances to third. And now runners on the corners with 1 away for Alex Crosby, who steps up to the dish. 2-0 Genomes in the early going. 1 away as Alex Crosby assumes the left-handed batter's box. Crosby had 3 hits in last night's contest. Was retired his first time up today. Enters play top 5 in the Atlantic League in batting average. Had a double and 2 RBIs in our series opener last night. I do believe that on that throw from Paredes, it hit off the leg of David Harris, making Chris Shaw unable to catch the ball as it got into right field. Looks like Harris will be okay as Alex Crosby now is ready with runners on the corners, trying to give the Blue Crabs their first run of the game. It was Crosby yesterday that broke the scoring seal for Southern Maryland, knocking home an RBI double in the second inning of action. Harris with good speed, but does not steal all that many bases. See if he thinks about it with runners on the corners. Ross misses well outside as the count evens at a ball and a strike. Crosby ranked 14th in the Atlantic League in batting average in 2021 at .321. Foul ball over our heads, a ball and 2 strikes the count to the member of the Great Britain national team in baseball. Runners on the corners, Harris at first, Walker at third, Crosby at the dish. Chopper up the middle, this could be two. The second baseman able to fire to second, no good on the double play attempt. Crosby grounds out but brings a run home in the process as the Crabs cut the Genomes lead in half at 2-1. That'll give Alex Crosby yet another RBI here on the young campaign. Here comes Zach Collier. Yesterday, Collier gave the Blue Crabs 3 runs in one swing of the bat in the 4th inning. It was a 3-run home run, a monstrous no-doubter to right field over the Pepsi party deck. Collier takes the first pitch for a strike. Crosby stands at first after Walker scores the first run of this game for Southern Maryland. 2-1 Genomes here in the top of the 4th. Wild Health put up 2 runs in the bottom half of the 3rd inning. The pitch to Collier just a touch inside. Collier, a .250 hitter on the year. Was retired his first time up. Where's number 8 on the back of that Blue Crabs jersey? The pitch. Jams him up a little bit, but that lands for extra bases. Crosby from first to third. Fielding it in left is Demetrius Moorer as a stand-up double allows 2 into scoring position for the Blue Crabs as Ryan Haug approaches the batter's box. First, Mark Minikazi would like to have a word with his starting pitcher and his relief pitcher, and he'll make a call to the bullpen. With that being said, we'll step aside for just a moment. When we return, Ryan Haug up to the plate on the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
This is Dalton Geeky, and you're listening to Hometown Real Estate Work.
A new arm onto the mound for the home team in the Kentucky Wild Health Genomes relieves Robbie Ross Jr., who gave the Genomes an unexpected 3 2/3 innings of work. It'll be Jack Weinberger that takes the mound, inheriting a difficult situation. He's got runners on second and third with the man with the second best batting average in all of the Atlantic League at the plate, one of the most prolific catchers offensively that this league has seen through the first 2 weeks of the season and the last couple of years. Haug wears number 2 on the back of the jersey, trying to give the Blue Crabs a lead. Anything into the outfield will likely do just that. As a fastball catches the zone, the count of ball and a strike to Ryan Haug. Weinberger, in his second season in the Atlantic League, made 7 appearances with the Charleston Dirty Birds in 2021. This is 7th appearance of 2022. The pitch. Haug offers at it, swing and a miss, and the count 1-2. So far this season with the Genomes, Weinberger has a 7.20 ERA in 5 innings of action. The right-hander has pitched 5 innings, allowing 6 hits, 7 runs, 4 of which have been earned. The 1-2 on its way to Ryan Haug. Fastball misses the outside edge of the plate, and we're even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. We got a whole lot of 2s on the board, folks. We got 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, a 2-1 Genomes lead, and 2 on the base paths with number 2 up to the plate. Weinberger set, prepared for the 2-2. Ryan Haug gets a piece of it, but fouls it out of play, and will stay at 2 balls and 2 strikes. A look across the Atlantic League this evening, not a ton to be seen. 3 games were postponed due to inclement weather. The only other games taking action tonight, both between the Lexington Legends and the Charleston Dirty Birds. Final score of Game 1, Dirty Birds win 7-4. The 2-2 once more. Haug with a check swing. Yes, he did, says our home plate umpire. And the Crabs will strand 2 on the base paths as we exit the top half of the 4th inning. Genomes on top 2-1. We'll be right back on your home for Blue Crabs baseball, the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
This is Daryl Thompson, and you're listening to the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
Whether it's Chris Paul, Cliff Paul, Aaron Rodgers, or even the son of a former Blue Crab, Patrick Mahomes, you've seen many athletes endorsing State Farm. That's because your State Farm agent has your back through good times and not so good times. That's why all the Blue Crabs, Daryl Thompson and the whole team, trust State Farm with their insurance needs. State Farm is the company people have trusted for over 99 years to help life go right. Call your local State Farm agent, Greg Conklin, today at 240-776-4289.
Chase Vallo, the man that will lead off this half inning, take you into the bottom of the 4th. Andrew Bandstra live from Lexington, Kentucky at Wild Health Field as the Blue Crabs put their 12-game win streak on the line. 12-1 start to the season as the Kentucky Wild Health Genomes lead 2-1 in the early going. First pitch swinging, aimed for us at the press box, landing right on top of our heads as the count goes to no balls and a strike. Chris Vallo finds himself as a 133 hitter at this point in the season. 2-1 Genomes in the early going. Mackenzie Mills out for his fourth inning of work. To this point in the contest, Mills' line reads as follows. Came into the game with a 1-0 record. Finds himself after 3 innings, having allowed 5 hits, 2 runs both earned, a walk to accompany 3 strikeouts. Mackenzie Mills misses down low, the count 2-1. Aaron Blair got the start in this game, but exited after 3 pitches. Robbie Ross Jr. relieved him, going 3 2/3 innings, allowing 4 hits, 1 run it was earned, no walks and a strikeout. Jack Weinberger recorded the final out of the top half of the 4th inning. Swing and a miss from Chris Vallo. Count 2 balls and 2 strikes. Because Robbie Ross Jr. came out of the contest, the Wild Health Genomes no longer have a designated hitter. Because of the double hook rule in the Atlantic League, which states that if the starting pitcher does not last at least 5 innings, the relief pitcher will have to bat for himself in the DH's spot. Chris Vallo, the catcher, awaiting the 2-2 offering from Mills. High in the sky to the right side, well out of play. Both the Blue Crabs and the Genomes scored and left runners at second and third in each of the last 2 half innings. Mills has issued 32 sinkers this evening, by far and away his most used pitch. Topped out at 90 miles an hour so far, as an off-speed misses the zone, and we run full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Awaiting on deck, Luke Becker. First batter of the inning, the payoff pitch. Another pitch high in the sky and out of play to the right side. A hair behind each of these last 2 pitches from the southpaw in Mackenzie Mills. There's a mad dash to find that foul ball in the stands currently. If you hear any commotion in the background, 3-2 misses, and working a 7-pitch walk is Chris Vallo. Make that a 6-pitch walk. And that brings up the 9-hole hitter in this Genomes lineup, Luke Becker, standing into the right-handed batter's box. The 9-hole hitter wears number 9, holds a .200 batting average on the season. His first time up, Becker did record a hit. Mills will try to stop him from doing the same this time around. Fastball dots the outside corner, strike number 1 called. That walk issued by Mackenzie Mills was just his 2nd of the game to accompany a trio of strikeouts. Left on right matchup. A look over to first. Mills' pitch. It's an off-speed. Showing bunt was Luke Becker, but the pitch well out of the zone, pulling back, watching it for a ball. Becker from the right side, wearing those baby blue pants. Mackenzie Mills induces yet another foul to the right side. This pitch gets out of play. Another mad dash to see who can get that foul ball first. Fans climbing the stands. A thrilling race. The 1-2 from Mills. Trying again with that slider. It doesn't catch the zone. 2 balls and 2 strikes the count here in the bottom half of the 4th inning. Genomes on top 2-1 thanks to 5 hits and 2 Blue Crabs errors. Southern Maryland with a quartet of hits to accompany 1 Genomes error. Line drive, hit into the right side, out past the outstretched glove of Ruby Silva into right field, and the first two batters for the Genomes in this bottom half of the fourth will reach. Really the last guy you want to see at the dish right now with 2 on and no outs. Riley Mahan entering the left-handed batter's box. Mahan 1 for 2 today with a run scored. Leads the Atlantic League with a .456 batting average on the season. The next best batting average in all of the Atlantic League is a .367, so he leads the field by nearly 100 points in batting average. First pitch, a strike, an off-speed from Mackenzie Mills, the 6'5" southpaw, a native of Marietta, Georgia, originally an 18th round draft pick by the Washington Nationals. Another beautiful slider swung on and missed from Mahan, who quickly falls into an 0-2 hole. Mahan, a native of Milford, Ohio, fouls one back behind him. Does have Lexington connections. Attended the University of Kentucky, where he was drafted out of in 2017, a third-round draft pick by the Miami Marlins. Runners on first and second, no outs as Mackenzie Mills runs into another jam. Has worked out of 2 of the 3 he's seen so far. Line drive right up the middle. Jack Sundberg will have to come up throwing. The runner will be held at third, and the bases are juiced for the Genomes. Still no outs here in this bottom half of the fourth inning as Southern Maryland trying to keep their incredible 12-game win streak alive. The Genomes trying to crack this one open here in the bottom of the fourth as Demetrius Moorer approaches the box. Mills with the bases juiced as Demetrius Moorer steps into the right-handed batter's box. Moorer 1 for 2 today, and the first pitch he sees, a fastball in there for a called strike. Mahan continues his scorching hot start to this season. Already 2 hits in this contest, giving him a .466 batting average. Left on right matchup, Mills is 0-1. Getting a piece of it is Moorer right back into the netting, and the count 0-2. Corners in for the Blue Crabs, middle infield at double play depth. The 0-2 on its way from Mills. Beautiful off speed, swung on and missed, and that is a massive strikeout for Mackenzie Mills and the Blue Crabs, as now you can rely on the double play ball to get you out of this inning. Jimmy Paredes, the man up to the dish, number 25 on the back of his Genomes jersey, a 200 hitter on the year, 0 for 2 so far today. In this series, he finds himself 1 for 6. That one hit, a solo shot to lead off the scoring in last night's series opener. The pitch from Mills, a fastball swung on and missed. He's bringing the heat with this jam in front of him here in the bottom half of the fourth inning as the southpaw continues to try to give his team a chance at their 13th consecutive victory. Mills, glove at the bell, out of the stretch in the pitch. A slider that misses off the plate. 1-1 the count. So far in this game, Mills 3 1/3 innings pitched. He's thrown 74 pitches, 7 hits, 2 runs both earned, 2 walks, and 4 strikeouts for the southpaw. Light stretching in the Blue Crabs bullpen, but nobody up and throwing yet. Fastball off the outer edge once more, and the count in favor of the man at the dish and Jimmy Paredes. 2 balls and a strike. 7 hits for the Genome to the Blue Crabs 4. A 2-1 lead for Wild Health here in the bottom half of the 4th inning. The southpaw with the pitch. Drilled down the third base line, but foul. And now the count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. The one Blue Crabs run in this game was driven in from Alex Crosby, his 13th RBI of the season, not to mention his 3rd RBI of this series. Paredes awaiting the 2-2 from Mills. On its way. Elevated fastball just evades the zone, and the count runs full at 3 balls and 2 strikes, and now Mills will have to let him hit this pitch. Try to put it in play and turn 2 in an ideal world if you're a Blue Crabs fan. The payoff pitch on its way from the southpaw, out of the stretch. Lofted into right field. Braxton Lee coming in on this ball, tagging at third. He's going to come up with the throw. It could be in time. Applying the tag is Ryan Haug. And for the second time in this contest, Braxton Lee has thrown out a runner from right field to give the Blue Crabs another chance in this contest. Call it a 9-2 double play, and the Genomes continue their 2-1 lead. Southern Maryland on top. Here in the early going, we take it to the top of the 5th.
This is Daryl Thompson, and you're listening to the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
Chick-fil-A of Charles County has been a proud supporter of the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs since their inception in 2008. For years, they have sponsored the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs, America's prisoners of war and missing in action. In between the second inning of each game, there is a moment of silence brought to you by Chick-fil-A. The Southern Maryland Blue Crabs appreciate and respect not only Chick-fil-A, but all of those that have served our great country. The seat that they sponsor was made possible by Chick-fil-A of Charles County. Thank you so much, and visit any of your Charles County Chick-fil-A locations today. Braxton Lee leads off the top of the 5th for the Blue Crabs. His defensive prowess has really kept Southern Maryland in this game. Through the first 4 innings of action, the man at the plate threw out 2 Genomes trying to score from third base. Still testing that immense arm of Braxton Lee, and Ryan Haug laying down both tags. 2-1 Genomes through 4 innings as Jack Weinberger comes out for his second inning of action. He came in with runners on second and third and 2 away back in that top half of the 4th inning. Was able to record an out and leave 2 stranded. Lee from the left side sees a 1-0 count from Weinberger. Glove at the belt and the pitch. Fastball on the outside corner as the count evens at a ball and a strike. A chilly night here in Lexington, Kentucky.
Not necessarily your ideal baseball weather, but thrilled to be here either way. Fastball misses inside. 2 balls and a strike the count to Braxton Lee. Now, it'll be interesting to see, with no action in the Blue Crabs bullpen, if Stan Clyburn relies on Mackenzie Mills through 5 innings to keep his his designated hitter in play. Of course, due to the double hook rule in partnership with Major League Baseball in the Atlantic League in 2022, if your starting pitcher does not last 5 innings, neither does your designated hitter. The relief pitcher bats in that spot. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Braxton Lee, who doubled earlier in this game. The pitch struck into right field. That'll be extra bases. Braxton Lee rounding first, looking for second, and another stand-up double for the right fielder who has made monstrous impacts on this contest in the early going. A leadoff stand-up double for Braxton Lee puts the tying run in scoring position. That brings up Jordan Howard, who will bat from the left side, the switch-hitting shortstop. In his first time up, recorded an out. There's a dribbler right back up to the pitcher, Robbie Ross Jr. at the time, as Howard flies one to the left side. No problem, though, for Riley Mahan, who catches on the 1-pitch out number 1. Braxton Lee really with a remarkable beginning to this contest. See if Jack Sundberg can bring him around to score. Sundberg walked and was later caught stealing in his first time up. The pitch, well off the plate. The 1-0 on its way. A slider in there for a called strike as the count evens at 1-1 to Jack Sundberg. Sundberg, a first-year Blue Crab, under the helm of Stan Clyburn, has started every game in center field and has been the leadoff man in the order every night this season. Runner on second, the 1-1 in there for a called strike. Sundberg didn't love the call. Falls behind in the count, 1-2. Sundberg, a fifth-year professional in his first year in the Atlantic League, spent 2021 with the New York Boulders of the Frontier League. Originally a 26th round draft pick by the Washington Nationals in 2016. The left-handed batsman awaiting the pitch. Slider off the outer edge. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Southern Maryland trailing 2-1. The Crabs have started this season with a 12-1 record. Lost on opening day right here at Wild Health Field against the Lexington Legends. And have not lost since. It has been 15 days since that happened. Sky high to left field. Demetrius Moore coming under and catching for out number 2. As Jack Sundberg flies out. Braxton Lee still standing at second base after that leadoff double. And here comes Ruby Silva, the man with the 3rd most RBIs in all of the Atlantic League here in this 2022 season, with 17 of them through his first 13 games. Silva, the 2021 Blue Crabs Offensive Player of the Year, returns for his 3rd season in Southern Maryland. Had 10 stolen bases, a .323 batting average, and a .509 slugging percentage for the Blue Crabs in 2021. Signed with the Chicago Cubs at the age of 22 and received a $1.2 million signing bonus in 2011. First pitch on its way to Silva. Line shot to the left side. Demetrius Moore's not going to be able to get to that ball. It gets way past him. Here comes Braxton Lee around to score. Silva rounding second base. That'll be a stand-up triple for the Cuba native that ties this contest at 1 apiece here in the top of the 5th inning. How about it, Ruby Silva with his 18th RBI of this young season, tying this ball game at 2-2. Southern Maryland's 6th hit of the game compared to 7 for the Genomes. 2 errors in this game for the Blue Crabs. Both of them came back in the bottom of the 2nd inning. One from Silva, the other from Jordan Howard. As Jared Walker steps up with a chance to knock home the go-ahead run here in this top half of the 5th inning. First pitch to Jared Walker, well placed on the outside corner. No balls and a strike the count. Right on left matchup. After Silva drives home a run, Walker trying to bring him home as he falls behind 0-2. Moore, really a stellar defender out there in left field, was unable to come up with that Silva line drive. Silva got all the way to third base. It does go down as a triple. Silva's 2nd of the year. The 0-2 on its way from Weinberger. Swing and a miss from Jared Walker, but the Blue Crabs get one back from Ruby Silva, a triple that scored Braxton Lee. 2-2 the score as we're halfway through this contest from Lexington, Kentucky. You're listening to Blue Crabs Baseball on the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
This is Dalton Geeky, and you're listening to Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
This is Matt Latos, and you're listening to the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
Moises Sierra begins things as we take it in the top of the 5th. We're halfway through this contest. Thrilled to still have you on the air. Andrew Bandstra here, live on the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network from Lexington, Kentucky, as the Blue Crabs put their 12-game win streak on the line. First pitch swinging is Moises Sierra. This ball likely gets out of play as Ryan Haug runs out of room. It bounces into the concourse section and a count 0-1. Mackenzie Mills out there for his 5th inning of action. Has had to work quite hard despite allowing just 2 runs. Has ran into a handful of jams so far in this contest. The score 2-2. Mills has thrown 81 pitches in this game. And the left-hander preparing for the 0-1. Sierra gets a piece of it and hits it to the left side. Foul, and the count 0-2. Moises Sierra, the 5-year MLB veteran, 1 for 2 so far in this game. Drove in a run, also scored a run. No balls, 2 strikes. Mackenzie Mills on his way home. A well-struck baseball to left field. Zach Collier running out of room, but he catches it. Folks, off the bat, there really wasn't much of a doubt in my mind that that ball was getting out of this yard, but the wind kept it in. The wind is blowing straight towards home plate. If the wind is a non-factor in this game, that ball is way out of here, but it's brought back in by the wind. Southern Maryland being saved by grace, and Zach Collier catching it in left field. A left-on-left matchup ensues as Mackenzie Mills sees Chris Shaw at the dish. First pitch, a changeup in the artificial turf. Shaw, the former first-round draft pick, played for the Long Island Ducks last year. Traded to the Wild Health Genomes in the Prospect Dugout Atlantic League Showcase as a foul ball hits the backstop. The count, a ball and a strike. Shaw, 0 for 1 today, did walk and later reach base. Line shot down the first base line. Jared Walker gets a glove on it, fires to first, but Mackenzie Mills cannot beat in the foot race with Chris Shaw. That likely goes down as a base hit single for Shaw, his first of the game. A nice job by Jared Walker to keep that one in front of him. If he doesn't get a glove on that, that's probably a double, if not a triple. One away here in the bottom half of the 5th inning brings up Carlos Castro. Castro, a .226 hitter on the season, was one of 2 victims of Braxton Lee, tonight's right fielder for the Blue Crabs, who has gunned down 2 Genomes trying to score in this contest. Carlos Castro, the designated hitter in this contest, technically should not be hitting in this spot due to the double hook rule. See what comes out of this scenario. Fastball misses down low. 3 balls, no strikes. The 3-0 for Mackenzie Mills. Chopper to the left side, foul. 3 balls and a strike now the count. A broken bat chopper through the left side of the infield from Carlos Castro. That'll go down as a base hit single for Castro. And Darryl Thompson is going to go talk to his starting pitcher, Mackenzie Mills. Southern Maryland's pitching coach is going to have a word with the left-handed starter in Mackenzie Mills. Thompson, the back-to-back Atlantic League Pitcher of the Year, has been the team's pitching coach since 2019. Thompson having a word with Mackenzie Mills. We'll give you the line score on Mills to this point in the contest. 4 1/3 innings, 9 hits, 2 runs both earned, 2 walks to accompany 4 strikeouts so far in this game. Has thrown 91 pitches in his 5th inning of action. The pitch from Mills, a chopper to the right side. This could be 2. Silva to short. Howard gloves for the first out. Make that the second out. There it is. How about it? So we have a 4-6-5 double play. The man at third and Chris Shaw was too far off the base, and it goes down as a double play. Southern Maryland continues to step up defensively and leaves it at a 2-2 score through 5 innings of action. We'll be right back on the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
This is Patrick Baker, and you're listening to the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
Hey Blue Crabs fans, make sure to visit the All-American Steakhouse and Sports Theater at 35 St. Patrick's Drive, right here in Waldorf, for some great food with great friends. Their steaks are fresh, hand-cut in-house daily, as well as many other fresh seafood, chicken, and beef options. They offer outdoor and indoor dining available each and every day, along with the same great menu to go if you would like. Please visit them online at www.theallamericansteakhouse.com. That's www.theallamericansteakhouse.com. You can also visit them on Facebook or Instagram. They have daily specials that you just can't pass up. Thank you, Blue Crabs fans. When you need a win on the road, don't get left stranded. Make AAA part of your roster and you'll always have someone on deck ready to get you home. AAA also offers car care, insurance, and travel services, and has stores conveniently located for Blue Crabs fans in Brandywine, Crofton, and Alexandria. Don't forget to ask them about membership discounts for military and first responders. Please visit AAA.com to learn more or to find a AAA location near you. Jack Weinberger out for another inning of action. Take things into the top half of the 6th inning after Southern Maryland turned one of the more unconventional double plays that you'll see. Southern Maryland's second bizarre double play we've seen in this contest. The defense has really kept the Blue Crabs in this game. 2-2 the score. The Genomes with 9 hits to the Blue Crabs 6. Southern Maryland with 2 errors, while the Genomes have just 1. David Harris leads off the top half of the 6th inning. 1 ball, no strikes. Swings through a fastball, and the count evens at 1-1. I would imagine that Mackenzie Mills' night is over, but I don't currently see anybody warming in Southern Maryland's bullpen. I don't say that because Mills hasn't had a good night. He has. Only 2 runs through 5 innings, but 92 pitches on the left arm of the 6'5" southpaw.
2-1 goes the count. Jack Weinberger, to this point in the contest, has thrown 1 1/3 innings, 2 hits, 1 run it was earned, no walks and a strikeout. Make that 2 of them. Harris chases an elevated fastball. And the count evens at 2-2. Last year, David Harris set Blue Crabs single-game franchise records in both home runs and RBIs at a 3 home run, 7 RBI day on August 21st at home against the Long Island Ducks. The cleanup man awaiting the 2-2 drives it into left field. This ball's got a chance. Demetrius Moorer way back in catching for out number 1. Another one of those hits here this evening that very well could have left the yard if it wasn't for the wind that is headed directly in from left field towards home plate. 1 away in the top half of the 6th inning brings up Alex Crosby. Crosby 0 for 2 so far today, does have an RBI in the contest. 13 of them on the year, a .340 hitter, top 5 in the Atlantic League in batting average to start the season. Crosby awaiting Weinberger's first pitch. Offers at the pitch, fouled over our heads here in the press box. No balls and a strike the count to Alex Crosby. Crosby had multiple 10-plus game hit streaks in 2021 with the Blue Crabs. The only other Blue Crab to do that in 2021 was Ruby Silva. Another foul ball right towards us in the press box, and we'll call it no balls and 2 strikes. Crosby had 13 home runs and 67 RBIs with the Blue Crabs in 2021. Crosby from the left side awaiting the 0-2 offering. Chopper to the right side. Fielding is Luke Becker at second base, who fires to first for out number 2. 2 quick outs for the Blue Crabs here in the top half of the 6th inning bring up Zach Collier. Collier, to this point in the contest, finds himself 1 for 2. He doubled his last time up. He's raised his batting average from 200 to 280 so far in this series. In last night's game, Collier was 2 for 5 with a double and a home run. He has 3 extra base hits and 4 RBIs here in this first 2 games of the series. Wears number 8 on the back of his jersey. Was once a first-round draft pick by the Philadelphia Phillies back in 2008. Wears number 8 on the back of that San Diego Padres-inspired Blue Crabs jersey. The first pitch on its way from Weinberger. Another chopper to the right side. It'll be a foot race between Collier and Weinberger wins the battle. 3 up, 3 down for the Blue Crabs in their half of the 6th. Brings us into the bottom half when we return on the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
This is Dalton Geeky, and you're listening to Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
Matt Latos, and you're listening to the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
We suspected that due to pitch count, Mackenzie Mills' evening may have been over. That, in fact, was true. The final line this evening on Mackenzie Mills, 5 innings pitched, 9 hits, 2 runs both earned, 2 walks and 4 strikeouts with 92 pitches on the left arm. Here comes another left-hander as we take things into the bottom of the 6th inning. It is, in my opinion, one of, if not the singular most dominant pitchers to this point in the 2022 Atlantic League season. Wells has been basically unstoppable out there on the mound. The tall, hard-throwing left-hander has been nothing short of remarkable to this point in the Blue Crab season. In fact, he was nominated as the Blue Crabs candidate for the Atlantic League Pitcher of the Month in the month of April. Wells, in 6 appearances, has pitched 7 innings, allowing just 2 hits, 2 walks, and 8 strikeouts. Batters are hitting a minuscule .087 against him. And yes, that's a batting average. .087. Nick Wells has been phenomenal in this 2022 campaign. Second pitch from Wells misses downstairs, and the count 1-1. The Blue Crabs do get to keep their designated hitter thanks to Mackenzie Mills going 5 innings per the double hook rule. The time 8:43 as Wells sees this one go right past his outstretched glove. Just the 3rd hit that he's allowed in 7 innings of action this season. Wells is an Alexandria, Virginia native, was originally drafted in the 3rd round of the 2014 MLB draft by the Toronto Blue Jays, reached as high as the AAA level with the Washington Nationals in 2021. One on, no outs. Showing bunt as Luke Becker lays down a good one. Fielding on the backhand, firing underhanded to first. Ruby Silva was covering. It looked like, from my vantage point, that throw was going to be in time, but that'll go down as a bunt single. 2 on, no outs here in the bottom of the 6th inning. And for the second time in this game, in a pivotal point in the game, Riley Mahan, the leader in batting average in the entire Atlantic League, comes up to the plate as 2 really unfortunate singles that could have been outs potentially come off the left arm of Nick Wells, and he finds himself in his first real jam of the 2022 season. Left on left matchup. Mahan, a .466 hitter on the year. First pitch swinging, fouls it off his foot into fair territory, but a foul ball nonetheless. 0-1 the count. Again, Wells struck out 8 batters in his first 7 innings of action this season while allowing just 2 hits and no runs. Wells, the lengthy left-hander, offers an off-speed that misses the zone. 1-1 the count. Haven't seen Wells so far in this series. Last night, Stan Clyburn and Daryl Thompson turned to a different trio of relievers. They really have platoons of relievers. Roney and Geeky and Marathew got the ball last night in terms of the bullpen. The 1-1 from Nick Wells. A cutter that misses just off the edge, and the count 2 balls and a strike. Wells features 3 pitches so far in this contest, a changeup, a 4-seam, and a slider. The 2-1 from the left-hander outside, and the count now 3-1 into a hitter's count for Riley Mahan. Wells topped out at 90 miles an hour so far in this appearance. Runners on first and second with the leadoff man, Riley Mahan, in the left-handed batter's box. The pitch outside, and it's ball number 4. So the first 3 batters to come to the plate here in this 6th inning have reached, and Southern Maryland finds themselves in another jam. The Blue Crabs have their 12-game win streak on the line, and in every inning so far, the Genomes have at least put one runner on base, and in most innings, it's really been a jam. 2 times as Braxton Lee, the right fielder, gunned down a runner from right field, keeping this at a 2-2 game at this particular point. 11 hits for the Genomes, 6 for the Blue Crabs, as we're in the bottom of the 6th inning. Nick Wells against Demetrius Moorer. The first pitch, just low, ball number 1. Moorer's batting average south of 240. The pitch high in the sky, likely gets out of play. Jared Walker can't find it, nor can Ruby Silva, likely because it was out of play and into the seating bowl for strike number 1. Looking at the numbers for Nick Wells in 2021, the Southpaw spent 22 games at the AAA level with the Rochester Red Wings. Had a 6.47 ERA in 22 games appeared. Also appeared in 10 games at the AA level with the Harrisburg Senators. Check swing, yes he did go, says our home plate umpire. A ball and 2 strikes the count. At the AA level, in 10 appearances, he held a 2.12 ERA. Prior to the 2021 season, Wells had not appeared at a higher level than the Advanced A. First year in the Atlantic League, first year with the Blue Crabs, as a changeup misses down low for ball number 2. Wells, a DMV native, hailing from Alexandria, Virginia, went to Battlefield High School in Haymarket, Virginia. About a 45-minute drive from Waldorf, maybe an hour on a bad day. The 2-2. Strike number 3 called as Wells pulls the string on the off speed. And once again, Southern Maryland, with the bases loaded and no outs, pick up a critical strikeout and will try to turn 2 once more. The last time that this particular situation occurred was in the 4th inning. Bases were loaded, there were no outs, there was a strikeout, and then a pop out to right field where Braxton Lee gunned down a runner trying to score what would have been the 3rd Genomes run of this game. Wild Health put up 2 runs in the bottom half of the 3rd inning. Southern Maryland responded with 1 in the 4th, another in the 5th, to make this a 2-2 tie ball game here in the bottom half of the 6th inning as Jimmy Paredes, the switch-hitting MLB veteran, steps into the right-handed batter's box. Wells, glove in front of the face, and the pitch. Changeup swung on and missed. The count even at a ball and a strike. Nick Wells, 26 years old, 6'5", 185 pounds. It's the second 6'5" lefty that Stan Clyburn has put on the hill this evening, as Paredes takes a curveball inside for ball number 2. Wells has been nothing short of elite to this point in the 2022 season, finding himself in his first jam of the year here in his 7th appearance as a Blue Crab. The 2-1. Paredes gets a piece of it, but right back into the protective netting as the count draws even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Infield back for the Blue Crabs, trying to turn a double play here and keep it at a tie ball game. Paredes is going to take off one of his batting gloves and hand it to the man on deck, I believe. Not quite sure what's going on here. It looks like he's asking for a new pair of batting gloves from the dugout. I guess you'd have to imagine the first pair ripped. Paredes came with backups on hand. This is a guy that's played at the highest level of baseball. He's prepared. He knows what he's doing. 8:52 the time on a chilly night in Lexington, Kentucky. A 2-2 score with a 2-2 count here in the bottom of the 6th. The pitch from Nick Wells. Line down the third base line, and that'll bring a couple runs home. One Genome scores. Here comes the second, and a third will be waved around as Jimmy Paredes clears the bases with a 3 RBI double. Scoring all the way from first was Riley Mahan, and Southern Maryland finds a 3-run deficit, down 5-2 in the bottom of the 6th inning. That brings up Moises Sierra with a newfound Genomes lead in the bottom half of the 6th inning. 1 out, a runner at second is Jimmy Paredes. First pitch to the cleanup man, Moises Sierra misses down low for ball number 1. You knew it had to crack through at some point. The Genomes had plenty of scoring opportunities, but were held at 2 runs through the first 5 innings. Now they put 3 more on the board. Moises Sierra with a single into left field. Zach Collier fielding it in shallow territory. Comes up firing and keeps the runner and Jimmy Paredes safe at third base. Runners on the corners with 1 out bring up Chris Shaw, who singled it his last time up, as Daryl Thompson will exit the dugout and have a couple of words with his reliever, Nick Wells. Thompson, the Prince of La Plata, will get the start tomorrow in the series finale between these two teams. Southern Maryland 12-1, have not lost since opening day, riding a 12-game win streak, trying to avoid that streak being snapped here tonight. Chris Shaw, the former first-round draft pick, will step back in to the left-handed batter's box. He's raised his batting average up to .320 on the season. 2 home runs, 6 RBIs for the first baseman. Runners on the corners. Wells' first pitch. In there for a called strike on a nice curveball from the left-hander. No action right now in the Blue Crabs bullpen. That could change awfully quick. I beg your pardon, there is action in Southern Maryland's bullpen. It appears to be Dario Polanco. Chopper to the right side. This could be 2. Jared Walker catches, fires to second, and the double play is completed. I beg your pardon, I believe that was a foul ball, and everybody will return to where they went. Walker disagrees with the call the first base umpire made. So we'll stay in action here in this bottom of the 6th inning. Still just 1 out. No balls and 2 strikes the count as the Genomes hold a 5-2 lead thanks to a bases-clearing double from Jimmy Paredes. The 0-2 on its way from Nick Wells. Curveball swung on and missed, and Chris Shaw goes down swinging for the second strikeout of Nick Wells' inning. Thanks to the remarkable start to this season for Nick Wells, despite allowing the 3 earned runs, his ERA sits at 3.68 as we stand. Looks like we've got a newcomer into this game. It's going to be Wellington Dotel, the outfielder, pinch hitting for the Wild Health Genomes. Dotel got the start yesterday. Due to the double hook rule, he finds himself pinch hitting in this situation. Takes a big hack at the first pitch, but whiffs, and the count 0-1. 13 hits in this game for the Genomes. As Southern Maryland tries to make it 13 straight, it'll take a comeback effort in the latter innings if that is to happen, as Ryan Haug slides and keeps this ball in front of him. The count evens at a ball and a strike. Dotel from the right-handed batter's box, awaiting the southpaw Nick Wells. Elevated fastball swung on and missed. A ball and 2 strikes the count. Bottom of the 6th action, runners on the corners with 2 away. Southern Maryland trailing 5-2. The pitch, fouled into the seating bowl, and it'll be another mad dash for fans to try to get their hands on that baseball. Runner goes on the pitch. Dotel just barely swinging at it. Ruby Silva goes to the shortstop position, firing across and using the turf as his friend to get out number 3. Not before the Genomes can put 3 on the board in the bottom half of the 6th inning. We're 2/3 of the way through this contest, and the Genomes lead the Blue Crabs 5-2. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back on your home for Blue Crabs baseball, the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
This is Daryl Thompson, and you're listening to the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
Chick-fil-A of Charles County has been a proud supporter of the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs since their inception in 2008. For years, they have sponsored the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs, America's prisoners of war and missing in action. In between the 2nd inning of each game, there is a moment of silence brought to you by Chick-fil-A. The Southern Maryland Blue Crabs appreciate and respect not only Chick-fil-A, but all of those that have served our great country. The seat that they sponsor was made possible by Chick-fil-A of Charles County. Thank you so much, and visit any of your Charles County Chick-fil-A locations today.
This is David Harris, and you're listening to the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
A new arm onto the mound for the Wild Health Genomes as we enter the final third of regulation here at Wild Health Field. A newcomer onto the mound, Ryan Harper for the Wild Health Genomes. A right-hander. First pitch, a slider to Ryan Haug that catches the zone for strike number 1. Haug 0 for 2 today. The batting average still up at 367. And the pitch. Chopper to the left side. Riley Mahan fields and fires. A 2-pitch out number 1. Brings up Braxton Lee, who doubled his last time up. Tomorrow, it'll be Daryl Thompson on the mound for the Blue Crabs, going against Dustin Beggs. Beggs 0-1 with a 10.38 ERA on the season. The Genomes with a 4-10 record as compared to the Crabs' 12-1 start to the season. as Braxton Lee comes up with a .256 batting average. Ryan Harper on the mound, facing his second batter of this ball game, misses down low with ball number 1. Harper has a 19.50 ERA here on the young season, but pitched as recently as 2021 in the MLB. That's right, he pitched last year at the highest level of baseball, and it wasn't a short stint. He pitched in 34 games for the Washington Nationals in 2021, holding a 4.04 ERA. Harper's off speed catches the outside corner. So far this season for Ryan Harper has found struggles, as we mentioned, in 6 games. Comes into action with a 20.65 ERA. He's allowed 13 earned runs in 5 2/3 innings. Off speed catches the outside corner. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 5-2, Genomes on top here in the top of the 7th inning. The Crabs with 6 hits as compared to the Genomes with 13. Harper from the stretch. Another off-speed misses high, and the count runs full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Lee from the left side doubled his last time up. The pitch. Off speed misses upstairs, and Braxton Lee is on the base paths once more. Now remember, the Blue Crabs have been no strangers to absurd comebacks so far in this 12-game win streak. Came back in the 10th inning from down 1 run, putting up 2 in the 10th inning on a really bizarre ending to the game. It was a bunt down the third base line. Nobody from the Barnstormers covered first base. The throw went to no man's land and a run scored. Jordan Howard up to the plate. First pitch on the outside edge. Ryan Harper, originally from Clarksville, Tennessee. At least that's where he went to high school. Played college at Austin Peay. In his senior year, he went 6-2 in about 50 innings pitched. Cutter on the outside edge, in there for a strike as Jordan Howard falls back in the count. 0-2. I beg your pardon, 1-1. I stand corrected. Should have stayed with my gut. It is no balls and 2 strikes. Jack Sundberg, the man that stands on deck. And the pitch. Swing and a miss as Howard goes down on strikes. 2 away now here in the top of the 7th inning, and it brings up Jack Sundberg. Ryan Harper, a 3-year MLB veteran, was in the bigs just last year. Finds himself here in the Atlantic League in 2022 as Jack Sundberg comes up to the dish. He has 1 strikeout and a walk so far in this contest, 0 for 2 in the game. Harper's first pitch, Sundberg shows bunt, pulls back as a called strike, and the count 0-1. 5-2, Genomes in the lead. Sundberg from the left side. 0-1 the count. Braxton Lee at first base. Big swing on a looping curveball as Sundberg goes down in this count 0-2. Jack Sundberg, the speedy center fielder, awaiting the 0-2 offering from Ryan Harper. The pitch, curveball, just barely getting a bat on it and lofting it to the shortstop. Riley Mahan for out number 3. 7th inning stretch time. Get yourself a drink and find something to snack on. We'll be right back on the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
This is Patrick Baker, and you're listening to the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
American Radiology is the clear choice for all of your medical imaging needs. With locations in Charles and Calvert counties, they offer a full range of imaging services. Some of their latest innovations included 3D mammography and wide-open MRIs for our claustrophobic patients. For your convenience, they even offer extended weekday hours and Saturdays. For more information or to schedule an appointment, visit their website at AmericanRadiology.com.
This is David Harris, and you're listening to the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
7th inning stretch has come and gone. Hopefully you got a chance to stand up, stretch those legs, maybe grabbed a bite to eat and something to wash it down with. Dario Polanco onto the mound as we head into the bottom half of the 7th inning. Polanco, the southpaw, will face Anderson Miller as his first opponent in this contest. It's the third pitcher for the Blue Crabs in this game. All three of them are southpaws. Give you the numbers for Dario Polanco in just a moment. Polanco misses outside, and the count draws even at a ball and a strike. Bottom of the 7th inning, 5-2, Genomes on top. Polanco has appeared in 4 games this season, acquiring 2 holds. He's pitched 4 innings, allowing 3 hits, 2 runs, both earned. 2-1 goes the count to Anderson Miller, the Lexington, Kentucky native. Polanco, the southpaw, on his way with the pitch. Fastball elevated and chin high. Backing Miller up off the plate. Polanco likes what he sees. Here comes the southpaw out of the stretch. Big swing and a miss from Anderson Miller as this count runs full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Miller, no home runs, half a dozen RBIs on the young campaign. Wears number 30 on the back of that black and pink jersey. Accompanied by the baby blue pants. Polanco's pitch hit to the right side. Ruby Silva fielding in shallow right field. Turns, fires, and no problem to Jared Walker for out number 1. Here comes Chase Vallo into the game. Wears number 13 on the back of his jersey and finds himself as a 161 hitter here in the 2022 campaign. Did not play yesterday. So far in the game, 1 for 2 with a run scored. Also walked once. First pitch from Polanco, a curveball fouled down the third base line. Polanco, the southpaw, has his sign from Ryan Haug. The pitch, high and away, and the count evens at a ball and a strike. Southern Maryland riding a franchise record 12-game win streak. It's in jeopardy here this evening as the Crabs trail by 3 in the latter stages of tonight's contest. Fastball, high and away, 2 balls and a strike the count. Polanco shakes off Haug once, has his sign, out of the stretch. The leg lift in the pitch, misses down low, and the count now 3 balls and a strike. Gets this one in there on the 3-1 offering, and it's fouled back into the netting. Number 17 on the back of the jersey was the Blue Crabs' second-round draft pick in the 2022 Atlantic League Prospect Dugout Showcase Draft. The southpaw working yet another full count. Here comes the pitch. Just a touchdown low, and it's ball number 4 as Chase Vallo reaches base via the free pass. One out, one on as the 9th batter in the Genomes order, Luke Becker, assumes the right-handed batter's box. A 4-10 start to this season as the Fairmont, Minnesota native Luke Becker steps into the right-handed batter's box. The 26-year-old attended the University of Kentucky and was drafted by the San Diego Padres in the 9th round of the 2018 MLB draft. The pitch, right back up the middle. Polanco tries to get it behind the back, but it goes straight away into center field for the 14th base hit of this contest for the Genomes. That brings up our history fact. We mentioned the mustache in center field last night. I was informed by the nice people here in the Legends and Genomes press box that is an ode, that mustache is an ode to the Lexington Hustlers, a team back in the 1940s and 50s. From the left side, Riley Mahan comes up with runners on for the 3rd time in this game. This pitch gets away from Ryan Haug, who barehands it off the backstop, and the count 1-0. Riley Mahan also attended the University of Kentucky. He was a 3rd-round draft pick in 2017, a native of Milford, Ohio. And we're going to see an intentional walk to Riley Mahan. It makes a fair amount of sense given his success to this point in the season. 1 away, and now we've got a force at every base with Demetrius Moorer coming to the dish. Moorer, a .234 hitter on the season. No home runs, has not driven in a run, and Polanco's trying to keep it that way. It's really been a lot of jams for the Blue Crabs pitching staff to work out of so far in this game. Just 5 runs for the Genomes, but the Crabs have really stranded their fair share of runners in this contest. 3 on base right now. The Genomes 6 for 17 in scoring position, have stranded 10 runners on base. The Crabs, on the other hand, 1 for 8 with runners in scoring position, have left 5 runners on base. No balls and a strike the count. Dario Polanco trying to induce a double play ball. The pitch, an off-speed taken for ball number 1 as Polanco's outing continues. Polanco and Moore facing off here in this bottom of the 7th inning. Elevated fastball swung on and missed, and the count of ball and 2 strikes. The 1-2 on its way from Polanco. Inside, just evading danger, is Demetrius Moorer. Dario Polanco, a native of Florida, attended Alderson Broaddus University, began his professional career with the New Jersey Jackals in 2020, played in the Frontier League once more in 2021, also appeared in 10 games with the Gastonia Honey Hunters in 2021. A 4.50 ERA to this point on the season. 1 away with a full count and the bases juiced. Moore staying alive once more as this ball gets out of play. Left on right matchup. Polanco with the payoff pitch once more. Here it comes. Low and inside, and it's ball number 4. That'll walk home a Genomes run, making the score 6-2 in favor of the Wild Health Genomes. That pitch missed just a touch. Low and in, and now Jimmy Paredes comes to the plate for the second time in as many plate appearances and as many innings with the bases juiced. First pitch, a called strike. It was against Nick Wells back in the bottom of the 6th inning that Jimmy Paredes cleared the bases with a 3 RBI double. Fastball misses down low. The count, 1 ball and a strike to Jimmy Paredes. Paredes, the 33-year-old, debuted in the MLB at age 22. Well struck to the right side. This ball's got a chance. Braxton Lee back to the right field fence, and he catches, tagging from third and doubled up. Fantastic play for the 3rd time in this game. The run, in fact, does score, so it makes the score 7-2 in favor of the Wild Health Genomes. I believe Stan Clyburn may just argue that. Anyways, it's a double play ball. We'll get you the scoring decision on that final run on the other end of this break. The 3rd fantastic throw to double up another Genome as they take a 7-2 lead when we return on the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
This is Dalton Geeky, and you're listening to Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
This is Matt Latos, and you're listening to the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
Ruby Silva leads things off as we head into the top of the 8th inning here on the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network. The score 7-2. That run did count in the bottom half of the 7th inning. The Crabs have 5 runs to make up in their final 6 outs of offense if they want to extend their already franchise record 12-game win streak. Silva from the left side facing the newcomer into this game in Tim Peterson. The right on left matchup. Silva takes a pitch high and inside as the count draws even at a ball and a strike. Peterson has not allowed an earned run this season. This is his first appearance, actually. Appeared in the MLB with the Mets in 2018 and in 2019. Sinker off the outer edge. It misses, and the count 2-1 from Tim Peterson. I beg your pardon. I told you he hadn't allowed any earned runs, and this was going to be his first appearance. I beg your pardon. This is his 7th appearance on the season. Has allowed just 1 hit in 6 innings as Ruby Silva dribbles one up the middle. And a 1-3 putout as Tim Peterson fires to first for out number 1. A prolific beginning to this 2022 campaign. A 0.17 whip for Tim Peterson entering play. 6 innings pitched, 1 hit allowed, no walks, 7 strikeouts. Here comes Jared Walker as the Crabs lead trail 7-2 here in this top half of the 8th inning. Wears number 24 on the back of his navy and Columbia blue jersey. The pitch on its way from Peterson. Off speed in there for a called strike. Southern Maryland trying to protect their 12-game win streak. Started the season at a franchise record 12-1 clip, but have been out-hit this evening 14-6 by the Genomes. 2 errors from the Blue Crabs as compared to 1 for Wild Health. Jared Walker from the left side facing the right-handed Tim Peterson. The pitch. Walker puts a strike on it, but not too far into shallow left field as Riley Mahan catches for out number 2. And just like that, Southern Maryland down to their final 4 outs here in this game 2 of a 3-game set at Wild Health Field. That brings up David Harris so far in this contest for the designated hitter. And the cleanup man, he's 1 for 3. He also drilled one to left field. Looked like it was going to get out for just a second, but the wind that is coming straight in from left field held it up. To be fair, that also has happened to a couple of Genomes batters this evening as well. The first pitch, Harris takes it for a called strike. David Harris, a Florida native, originally drafted by the Toronto Blue Jays, spent 4 seasons in that organization. The 0-1, swing and a miss. And the count, no balls and 2 strikes. Harris has really embraced the role of the cleanup hitter. A powerful 5'11" cleanup man. The 0-2, inbound from Tim Peterson. Swing and a miss. The Blue Crabs go down in order and are down to their final 3 outs in this contest. It'll take a magnificent comeback, but first, trying to keep the Genomes at bay when we return on the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
This is Daryl Thompson, and you're listening to the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
Whether it's Chris Paul, Cliff Paul, Aaron Rodgers, or even the son of a former Blue Crab, Patrick Mahomes, you've seen many athletes endorsing State Farm. That's because your State Farm agent has your back through good times and not so good times. That's why all the Blue Crabs, Daryl Thompson and the whole team, trust State Farm with their insurance needs. State Farm is the company people have trusted for over 99 years to help life go right. Call your local State Farm agent, Greg Conklin, today at 240-776-4289. Into the top of the, make that the bottom of the eighth we go here at Wild Health Field. Andrew Bandstra with you from Lexington, Kentucky. The Blue Crabs trailing 7-2. And we have a newcomer onto the mound in the form of Pedro Echemendia. Echemendia, the right-hander, takes the hill and will try to keep this Genomes lead right where it is. He'll start off against an MLB veteran in Moises Sierra, a .273 hitter on the season with an RBI on the campaign. Echemendia on his way with the pitch. Chopper up the middle, past the outstretched glove of a newcomer into this game. Ian Yetzko is now the shortstop for the Blue Crabs. He has subbed into this game for Jordan Howard. So Yetzko getting a substitution. Played a couple of days ago, had an RBI double in the contest. And Chris Shaw steps up to the plate. The numbers for Echemendia on the year: in 3 appearances, the right-hander has a 7.36 ERA, despite having a 2-0 win-loss record. Echemendia in 3 2/3 innings has allowed 3 earned runs, an additional 2 unearned runs, and faces off against Chris Shaw, the left-handed hitting first baseman. The pitch from Echemendia. Fastball, called strike. One and one from Echemendia. No outs and a runner at first, as Moises Sierra has had himself a day. Was hitless on the season entering the day, but is 3 for 5 with a run scored in today's contest. No balls, 2 strikes. It was Mackenzie Mills that got the start for the Blue Crabs. He allowed 9 hits, but only 2 runs over 5 innings, walked 2 while striking out 4. Aaron Blair got the start for the Wild Health Genomes, but exited the game after just 3 pitches and no outs recorded due to injury. Shaw fouls one to the left side. Count remains at 1-2 strikes. Then Robbie Ross Jr. came in for the Genomes. He issued 3 2/3 innings of offense, allowing 4 hits and a run. Nick Wells came in for the Blue Crabs in the 6th inning. He went 1 inning, allowing 4 hits and a walk, also 3 runs, all earned. Jack Weinberger allowed 1 run and 2 1/3 innings of work.
giving way to the latter stages where Dario Polanco for the Blue Crabs allowed a hit while walking 3 batters and allowing 2 runs. Ryan Harper matched that with a scoreless inning, giving way for a Tim Peterson 1-2-3 inning. And now Pedro Echemendia on the mound. 2 balls, 2 strikes with a 7-2 Genomes lead in the bottom half of the 8th inning. High in the night sky, shouldn't be a problem for Alex Crosby, who comes under it, and it hits off the side of his glove. Ryan Haug picks it up and off the glove of Ian Yetzko, and the Blue Crabs struggling to put it together defensively here in this contest. The ball was touched from Alex Crosby in fair territory. It hit the ground, and Ryan Haug tried to throw out the runner at second base. It was a skip throw that was not able to get into the glove of Ian Yetzko, and it went past into the outfield. Just like that, the Crabs still with no outs in this inning as a pinch-hitting Felix P.A. comes up to the plate. Runners at first and second. Chris Shaw at first, Moises Sierra at second, and the MLB veteran and Felix P.A. up to the dish. Pedro Echemendia with a look back to second. The pitch dots the outside corner, a called strike number 1. A brisk night here at Wild Health Field. Echemendia steps off, and he'd like a word with his catcher, Ryan Haug. Gives us a moment for station identification. You're listening to Blue Crabs Baseball on the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network. Andrew Bandstra thrilled to be bringing you the first ever regular season road series on the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network in team history. Speaking of team history, the Crabs riding a 12-game win streak, trying to keep it going. They'll need 5 runs in the 9th inning and no runs more from the Genomes to try to keep this immaculate streak going. PA, a 196 hitter on the season, the 37-year-old from the left side. Polanco allowed 2 runs in the last inning, giving way to Echemendia. Pedro, a look back to second. Chopper to the left side, Ian Yetzko on a backhand, fires to third, and Crosby applies the tag to the third base bag itself for out number 1. Got the lead runner, did Alex Crosby. So runners still at first and second, and that gives way to the next man in the Kentucky Wild Health Genomes batting order, and Anderson Miller, the center fielder for this squad. Anderson Miller from the left side wears number 30 on the back of that crisp Kentucky Wild Health Genomes jersey. Pedro Echemendia back onto the mound. 1 away with a fresh count. First pitch, a sinker off the outer edge. 7-2, Genomes on top. Game 3, the series finale tomorrow, right here at Wild Health Field. First pitch at 2:05. A look back to second. Echemendia induces a swing and a miss from Anderson Miller. Evens the count at a ball and a strike. Wild Health looking for their 5th win of the season and trying to hand the Crabs their first loss in 15 days. Echemendia's 1-1 offering misses low and in, and the count in favor of the Lexington, Kentucky native Anderson Miller. 2 balls and a strike. Crabs trying to turn 2 and avoid any more runs from this Wild Health team. Echemendia with the glove at the belt. The pitch. Well struck into right field. Braxton Lee with a long run and a dive. What a play from the right fielder. And no one was tagging. That is the fourth time in this ball game that Braxton Lee has doubled somebody up. A really incredible performance from the right fielder. Sends us into the top of the ninth inning right here on the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
This is Daryl Thompson, and you're listening to the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
Chick-fil-A of Charles County has been a proud supporter of the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs since their inception in 2008. For years, they have sponsored the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs, America's prisoners of war and missing in action. In between the second inning of each game, there is a moment of silence brought to you by Chick-fil-A. The Southern Maryland Blue Crabs appreciate and respect not only Chick-fil-A, but all of those that have served our great country. The seat that they sponsor was made possible by Chick-fil-A of Charles County. Thank you so much, and visit any of your Charles County Chick-fil-A locations today.
This is Coach Doug's, and you're listening to the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
The Crabs have some work to do as we take you into the top of the ninth inning. Southern Maryland have their 12-game win streak on the line, trying to come back here in this top of the ninth inning. It'll take at least 5 runs to get it done, 6 to win it, as Diego Moreno comes into this game, trying to shut down Southern Maryland. Moreno with a 1.80 ERA on the season as Alex Crosby fouls off another pitch. 6 appearances as Diego Moreno steps back on in the windup. Number 23 on his way home. Crosby rung up a called strike number 3. And the Blue Crabs find themselves down to their final 2 outs here in this contest, at risk of being defeated for the first time in 15 days. That was opening day on April 21st. Since then, Southern Maryland has snapped off a franchise record 12-game win streak. Diego Moreno on his way home, line shot to the right side on the first pitch, and Zach Collier goes down for out number 2. Got a good piece of it, but is the second out of this ninth inning, and now it comes down to the shoulders of Ryan Haug to try to extend this contest. Haug wears number 2 on the back of the jersey. It was he, Crosby, and Collier that combined for a majority of the offense last night. Haug go for 3 this evening, 1 strikeout, as the first pitch misses down low for ball number 1. Haug in his first year with the Blue Crabs, first year in the Atlantic League. Standing in the right-handed batter's box. The pitch, well struck but well fouled to the right side. And the count evens at a ball and a strike. Nobody on with 2 down. The Genomes leading by a score of 7-2 here in the top of the 9th inning. 15 hits for Wild Health, 6 for the Blue Crabs. Southern Maryland with a trio of errors compared to 1 for the Genomes. This pitch misses just a touch high, and the count at 2 balls and 1 strike. Ryan Haug offers at this pitch into right field, and that is the ball game. Folks, you know, there was a part of me in the back of my mind that truly, actually, and genuinely believed this team was never going to lose. But at some point, it had to happen. 12 games in a row, a new franchise record, 33% longer than any Blue Crabs win streak in franchise history. It has come and gone. And the Blue Crabs fall to 12-2 here on the young season. We'll step aside for a moment before the postgame show rolls on the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
This is Joe DeLuca, and you're listening to the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
Whether it's Chris Paul, Cliff Paul, Aaron Rodgers, or even the son of a former Blue Crab, Patrick Mahomes, you've seen many athletes endorsing State Farm. That's because your State Farm agent has your back through good times and not so good times. That's why all the Blue Crabs, Daryl Thompson and the whole team, trust State Farm with their insurance needs. State Farm is the company people have trusted for over 99 years to help life go right. Call your local State Farm agent, Greg Conklin, today at 240-776-4289.
This is Patrick Baker, and you're listening to the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
When you're in the market to buy or sell a home,
if you're just joining us, the Blue Crabs fall in this one by a score of 7-2. Their franchise record 12-game win streak snapped here on a Saturday night in Lexington, Kentucky at the hands of the Wild Health Genomes. Southern Maryland really had a magical run. It had to come to an end at some point, although, again, there was parts of me that thought it never would. Really a magical team that's destined for fantastic things this season. Drops to 12-2. Final score 7-2. Wild Health gets the win, and we can sign off on a Blue Crabs defeat. We can say that for the first time in 15 days, unfortunately. And we will return tomorrow at 2:05 for another contest right here on the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network. Andrew Bandstra signing off on a Saturday night, thanking you for tuning in and reminding you, as always, let's go Blue Crabs.